And so, but you also do a lot of hands-on research, and there are some funny anecdotes that have come from that. Are there any circumstance or any situations that you would just throw out? Because I read several that, I mean, a lot of the situations you occasionally find yourself in are very much resemble what we might see in an Aimée Leduc book, right? Because so can you just throw a couple? I have them in my notes. If you don't have any off the top of your head, but something tells me you probably do.
I mean, when I lied and said I wrote for a very famous, world-respected newspaper?
Yes, that was one of them that I had. Yes.
Okay. Well, I did, and we were not saying who it is, and I just said I was a correspondent, and I had, I really wanted a meeting. I wanted to tour this facility, which is a reservoir in Paris in the 16th arrondissement upstairs, and so they didn't ask for credentials. I just kind of breezed my, will you send us the article when you're finished? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And as a return the favor. Yeah.
So, I've done that.
And then they got a novel in the mail instead. Yeah.
Kind of.
You're like, if you get to page 250, you'll see it. But you also have ended up in sewers.
All the time.
Yeah. Tell us about the sewers. There's a lot there. So just quickly kind of touch on the sewers, because you've got friends who go down into the sewers, and that just sounded like a whole fascinating. Again, we talk so much about things that you might see not being a tourist. Well, this is really taking it to the next level, I think. Can you just touch on that?
Sure. And it's not just the sewers, because there's so many levels.
Layers of...
There's the metro, there's the optic cable, tunnels, there's the but the quarries, and, they always say Paris is like a Swiss cheese. Underneath, it's full of holes, as you know, the quarries. So there's the underground, which is not necessarily wet, under the sewers. And I've gone often with the cataphiles, who are, they call them, it comes from catacombs, people who go through the catacombs. But we're not in the catacombs here. We're going underground into the other limestone, layer. And the cataphiles, and we go in and you climb around, and it's illegal, but then you get caught, and then the cataflics come and
there are cataflics spécialisés in the catacombs. That's funny. Well, I guess it's not funny. I guess they need to have that.
Yeah, because you
so
could
many
get
people
hurt
are doing stuff down there and get hurt, and
and you get tickets if
interesting.
But I've often gone in there, and Aimée goes in there, and I think that's just fascinating. And I've had a friend. He wears a crowbar in his sleeve.
Well, that was one of the things that I had in my notes that was fascinating, and so that he can just whenever lift up the manhole and just go down into wherever they want to get, because you said he's got like a group of friends that do this. It's
totally.
Kind of a thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's a thing, and they're quiet about it. But he had this crowbar, and we just pulled up a manhole near the Arc de Triomphe, and I'm going, there's a blow. He said, come on, hurry, and we went down. So I saw above ground and below ground, 16th arrondissement, very posh, and there were rats, and it was stinky, and I had to run to a dinner. And I got to the dinner, and everyone was going, what's that smell? And I was like, oh my God, I have to wash my shoes off.
Well, the way you described that experience, you said, in an interview, I don't have the citation for this one. You said, or they said, she was headed to a fancy dinner right afterwards and had a spot of bother with her shoes. A spot of bother. I thought that was a nice way of saying you had shit on your shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Rat shit, no less. Okay.
That was my editor said that.
That was your editor. Yeah.
Much classier
keeping
than
it much classier and clearly more classy than I am as well. Okay.